He's a good dude.
Nobody cares. All right, welcome to the Practical Pistol Show. We're doing a live edition. We're going to be discussing Pacticegate. So this is some mega drama that has transpired, of all places, on the Area 6 Facebook page, which probably should be renamed Doodie Project 2 for all the shit that goes on there. Joining us today, of course, from Georgia, producer Candice.
Cool intro.
God damn it. All right.
Yeah.
You're from South Carolina, right, Nick?
Yes.
All right, South Carolina, Nick Yanutola.
Area 6. Woo.
Hello.
Area 6, yeah, so you are allowed to have an opinion, Nick. Remember that.
I live here.
The rest of us Yankees aren't. All right, Yankee Matt Hopkins from Kansas.
How's it going?
Well, Kansas City, I should say.
Yeah, from Kansas.
KCM, not KCK.
Yeah.
All right, there's two interesting facts about Matt you might notice. Number one, it looks like he got punched in the face, and that's because he was busy breaking a world record with a shotgun, right, Matt?
That's right.
And number two, it's his birthday today.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Happy birthday, Matt.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
31. That's
31,
excellent.
yeah.
And from Florida, somebody new, RoboCop, right?
Right?
Team Sig, Arik Levy, and two-time Top Cop champion.
How do you get to be top cop? Is that like
It's a
fitness competition, beauty
No.
contest?
You
it's a very
work in Miami, right,
You
Eric?
get a sash, right?
What did you say, Ben?
Okay, so in Miami, so I'm guessing they take a Cuban and they dump him out for like 5 miles, and you got to swim out and grab him and swim back in with him, right?
And not get eaten by sharks.
Nice.
No, but seriously, it's a shooting competition, right?
Yes, it's like Steel Challenge. It's actually
Alright.
set up just like Steel Challenge.
All right, well, excellent. That's good. Top Cop, you shredded a bunch of cops, which, well, I'm sure there's a few of them that practice. So.
Oh yeah, there's
It's
some
not-
good guys out there.
Yes. All right. So let's get into it. Matt, you followed the drama pretty closely on Facebook, so you can probably bring us up to speed with what happened, like what went down.
So, supposedly there's a local match in Frostproof at the Area 6 range. Bobby Keegan's posted up on, it looks like, Sunday night.
Well, Bobby Keegan's is a very credible source, right? That's what everybody's thinking.
We got a screenshot of it, so it's like semi-true.
Okay.
So, that you could shoot the first 6 stages of the Area 6 match on Sunday, I guess. And then you'd be able to shoot the next 6 the next weekend. So you'd be able to shoot the whole match. Fucking cat's in the way, dude. Hold on.
We can't hold on. It's happening.
All right, so basically some dude posted about it on Facebook. Bobby Keegan called it out, said you get to shoot the match twice and go.
Right? And that teed up tons of drama.
Yeah, shitstorm.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's go right down the
Let's
line.
start with that, and then I'll tell you what happened after that next.
All right, Yanutola, what do you think? You're going to shoot the match as a club match before the actual match.
Okay, well, so first of all, of course, no one here was at Frostproof, so it's a rumor at this point. I don't think anyone can say for sure that it happened, but my general opinion on that topic, I guess, is that I think that the way that most matches do it now in USPSA is perfect. So that means you get to walk through anytime the stages are up, but you don't get to shoot them beforehand. So, I think the looking's good, shooting, I think that's going to be a little bit too much of a competitive advantage, and I think that any clubs that do that or think about doing it should probably stay away from that.
All right, Hopkins, what do you think?
I think it's totally unfair. I mean, if you're local there, you get to shoot the match pre-match. The thing I think unfair about it, if there is a sequence like you thought would be more aggressive stage plan or something, you get to try that out, and if it doesn't work out, you go back to the regular one. And that aggressive stage plan could give you several seconds over the field.
All right, Candice, I suppose you have non-reaction to this?
I think it makes sense to. What?
Perfect. Arik, go.
Yeah, we at our club down in South Florida, we got that invite for this match, and
Whoa. All right. Oh, hold on. So you can maybe say what was in the invite, I suppose, right?
it's basically what was posted up on Facebook, that you can shoot stages that would be similar to the Area 6 match.
Is that what it said, similar, or did it say the stages?
I'd have to pull it up.
It says in this, it says the first 6 stages from the Area 6 in Frostproof. Next Saturday, they'll shoot the remaining 6.
And that sounds right, what we got up in our area.
Okay. Well, what did you think about that? Were you thinking, fuck it, man, I'm going to go practice Area 6?
Well, that is a good point, but I think it's kind of unfair for people who would be flying down for this match. If the local guys get to shoot it just because they're there, I don't know. I wouldn't do it.
So you felt it would have been food. Well, would you normally shoot the Frostproof match? Because it's kind of a haul for you to go there, right?
It's about 2 hours.
All right. Would you normally shoot that match?
No.
All right. So it didn't. I mean, you thought it was kind of a bad idea, but it's not like you normally went anyway.
Right. But yeah, I still think it's unfair for people to shoot it just because they're local.
All right. Hopkins, what happened then?
All right, so started a shitstorm. Bobby Keegan's doing the Keegan stuff. So then the Area 6 director gets involved.
No, he's patching it all up. Keegan's patching it all up.
Yeah, he made it totally fine after that. Area 6 director gets involved, talks to the match director. Match director denied it, which I believe is...
Who is the Area 6 director, and who is the match director?
Chris Palmer is the Area 6 director, and Jay Korn is the match director. So Chris talked to Jay, they discussed it, decided to change the stages completely. So all new stages, all new drawn up, and they're not going to release the stages before the match. You're just going to have to get there and see what's there.
All right. Well, in fairness to both of those gentlemen, the Area 6 director put out a fairly detailed statement that had a couple of interesting facts in it. Number one was that he was assured by the Area 6 match director that they were not actually shooting the Area 6 stages, and that he found that statement credible. So the area director says, yes, I believe the match director that we're not actually shooting the stages, but just to avoid the appearance of anything unfair going on, we're going to change all the stages and then not post them in advance. So I'll go right down the line again. Nick, what do you think of that?
Well, so just not posting the stages, if that's the only measure that would be taken, it's not really addressing the problem. I don't think it's...
So they said they were going to change all the stages.
Yeah, that's good. Right, so that's my next point. So if they change them, if they were going to shoot them, that's bad. If they're going to change them now, okay, that's good. Whether or not they post diagrams, I don't really think is relevant. So I think we've probably all been to a club match where it's not the club that's shooting the match, and they take a diagram, they try to replicate the stage, and it is totally different.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so that's not. It's only an issue if it's at the club that's running the match, and they're actually shooting that stage, right? So there's a lot of discussion on the thread about, it being unfair that a different club could set it up. That's not a problem, because it's not going to be the same setup, right? So diagrams released or not, I could care less. I mean, I'd like to have stats.
So long as the stages are changed, you're happy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, good. Candice, what are your thoughts on it? That's up to this point.
Yeah, so basically, they're just going to... I thought in the thread they said they basically were going to do the stages, but they were going to move some targets around or something, so it's not quite exactly the same before they tossed them. And now it's is it the same round count? Is it, are they going to... I mean, I don't know. Now it seems like if you come there later, now you're going to be better off than if you came earlier. So, I don't know.
All right. And Arik?
I think it's a good thing that they threw that all out and are starting new stuff. It's not what was being done. It was the intent of what was being done. So I think it's a good start. Publish him or not, I don't think it makes a difference. I agree with Nick on that.
All right, good. So we have a couple interesting discussion points here. First one, the first question that pops into my mind is, hey, it's not against the rules to set up the stages as part of a club match and shoot them early, is it? All right.
You broke up there. It's not what?
It's not against the rules to do what it looks like was probably happening at that range, right?
No, I think the problem is setting it up at the actual range where the match is going to be.
Yeah, but it's not against the rules.
It's not against the rules now. No, it's not.
It's not like it'd be the first time that that's happened, right?
Right. No, it's happened.
No. Let's say if I'm going to shoot, if you shot IPSC Nationals and other guys were there shooting the World Shoot last year, the World Shoot was the exact same stages. I mean, did you feel done in by that if you showed up to shoot IPSC Nationals after the World Shoot?
I did shoot IPSC Nationals. And
right after the World Shoot?
And I felt done in.
You thought it was unfair?
Seriously?
No, I didn't think it was done in. I mean, look, it was the guys that shot World Shoot did fine. It didn't really bother me either way.
Well, why does it bother you now?
Because people who are showing up for this match should all start at an equal thing. It's like
that didn't bother you for IPSC Nationals.
That's some hard journalism right there.
Ben, it's two different things.
I know it is, but somebody's got to advocate for the devil on this one. It's got to be me.
Who's going to advocate for it when it's wrong? I mean, it's wrong.
I am. Me. I'll do it.
Oh my God.
Well, I'll say there's one slight difference there. So first of all, I was a little surprised that they didn't change anything from one match to the next. I was a little surprised to hear that when they mentioned that. But one slight difference there, at least, is that by the time IPSC Nationals rolls around, there's so much video of the World Shoot out there that you've had the opportunity to examine every conceivable stage plan and probably watch actual people shoot that stage plan. So
if you'd had enough video of these club matches, you'd have been cool with this?
Well, not cool with it, but it would have been better than what this would have been. Right.
Okay. Hopkins, what do you think?
I think it's like the championship shouldn't have some value, you know? Like, you can't put on a club match and then have the area match in the same thing because the area match means more. Obviously, the World Shoot meant more than the IPSC Nationals, so I think that was kind of okay.
Right. Okay. So this is making some sense. So
if the order was reversed, it'd be a problem.
If we reverse the order, Eric, and it was Area 6 and then club matches on the exact same stages immediately afterward, would you give a shit?
No one would give a shit.
No one.
Well, I meant like IPSC Nationals and then World Shoot, right? I think everyone would be kind of pissed at that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So if we reverse the orders for any of these scenarios, it would change things.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Good. Now we can move on to the next thing, which I think is kind of an interesting discussion point. Let's talk about posting the stage diagrams ahead of time. Did any of you think it matters if they post the stages ahead of time?
No.
Anybody?
No, not at all.
You mean like matters like bad, matters good? What?
Matters at all.
When I'm walking up to walk to the stage, I like to have like a round count start position available. But beyond that, I mean, I don't care about the target diagrams.
So you guys don't. It's from a competitive equity standpoint. You don't think it matters.
I think it's kind of important in some ways. If there's an oddball start, it could matter.
All right. How about this scenario, guys? Let's say we're holding Area 3 in Kansas City, and I roll down there, and it seems that my boys Tim Herron and Matt Hopkins have really practiced up on 50-yard standards. All right, they're really good at it.
We're just being diligent.
Right, so they practiced up 50 yards. The stage diagrams weren't posted ahead of time. I get down there and find out that there's a 50-yard standard stage. Right, and there would be some suspicion. There would be some suspicion on my part of some inside play, like the local guys knew what was going down. So posting the stage diagrams ahead of time avoids any sort of thought that way. What do you think of that, Nick?
I like that idea.
You like that?
Yeah.
So I've persuaded you that maybe posting the stage diagrams ahead of time is a good thing.
Okay, you're talking about a standard stage.
I'm talking about any sort of thing that, like anything. Like there might be some information in the stage diagrams.
Like we're going prone 3 times or something, right?
There might be some information in the stage diagrams, and you glean that by looking at the stage diagrams, and you're like, that's something that I want to practice. It could be an oddball start. It could be some specific distance. It could be some target array. It could be some oddball prop. Who knows?
Sure.
Now, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like having the diagrams. I just don't think it'd be a huge deal to not have them.
All right, so I didn't persuade you.
Highly relevant.
I think you should have them. It's just tradition at this point, isn't it? Like some matches don't have them at all. Like Pro-Am releases them pretty late, I think. But other than that, most matches put them up. Why not?
And if you see something really weird, you're just gonna
if you see like a no shoot
the hotel
over
room that night anyway, right?
Yeah, but if you see like a no shoot with the head box only and it's pretty far down in the bay, you know you're gonna have some pretty hard shots. Distance.
Like this one for Area 6, they had a 105-yard plate, 4 plates at 105 yards. That was listed on the actual diagram.
105 yards or feet?
No, 105 feet. Sorry, 35 yards.
I was like,
have a heart attack.
35 yards, 105 feet. So that was something that you could practice if you so desired. That would be a positive.
But that would be information put out there for everybody, right, Arik? So there'd be.
It was out there for everybody.
Right.
Initially.
So do you feel, in terms of competitive equity, that helps you feel like you're getting a fair match?
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. All right. So then, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, but all this discussion on the Facebook page just spurred another discussion. Is hey, why the fuck do we even have people looking at the stages ahead of times, or why are we posting diagrams ahead of times? Let's just go to 5-minute walkthroughs, IPSC style, and not allow anybody to walk through the match beforehand.
Charles Bond got on there and said something about, does it benefit practice shooting if USPSA always publishes detailed diagrams of the stages for major matches and communicate those to the shooters? That's what we just talked about.
Yeah.
And then he also posted something about, here's a second new thread, a tradition has developed that allows those who are shooting on the weekend to arrive on Friday and walk the stages after registration. Is this a tradition that USPSA should allow, or should they close the stages until the time of the squad walkthrough so not to give a competitive advantage to a shooter who can arrive early to the match?
Oh, what about it, Nick? You want to go to 5-minute walkthroughs?
No, I like it just the way it is. In IDPA, they of course have these rules about walk the stages and all this stuff. I don't like it there. I wouldn't like it in USPSA. It detracts from competitive consistency. It does not enhance.
Hey, but it's unfair that you can show up early.
No, anybody can show up early.
No, they have jobs. They're not pro shooters like you, Nick.
Pro.
I have a job, and I take a day off to be there. And honestly, it doesn't really impact the number of days I take off. If I travel to most matches, I'm going to be driving Friday regardless, right? So it just determines whether I'm going to leave in the morning or mid-afternoon, right? It doesn't cost me. It's not going to change my financial and time commitment to the match to be there in time to walk the stages. I'm sure that is a little bit different for some people, but to me, that's part of the deal. You need to, if you're going to spend the time to go to a major match, spend the time to go there and commit to doing your best. That's part of it.
All right. How about it, Matt? You've shot some IPSC matches. Do you want USPSA to be more like IPSC?
No, I think it's a horrible idea. I like it how it's set up now. The number one reason is if you're first up on a short stage, like with 8 rounds, you can see all that. Like if you're shooting a classifier, you already know that. But if you get first up on a 32-rounder, you're going to be way at a disadvantage compared to everybody else.
No, but IPSC is fair, right? IPSC is more fair.
So farthest from it.
Oh, how about it, Candice? You have not shot an
just
IPSC match.
Right, but couldn't you just watch video of someone else's run? Like, I'd rather shoot a day later then.
Wouldn't
right?
that be the
choice,
next step is to ban video?
You don't have the choice.
Obviously, we should ban everything.
All right, Arik, you've shot IPSC matches and you've shot
Right.
USPSA matches. Which way do you prefer?
We absolutely not. We should not become IPSC. IPSC is IPSC. Let's
It's
stay
more-
USPSA.
Hey, you're a top cop though. It's more like real life. You get 5 minutes, you solve the problem. You know,
No,
this
Shit.
Shoot
If it
all
was-
the steel. Yeah.
If it's supposed to be cop related, that would be IDPA. So that's the tactics. No, again, it becomes big. Who cares? Let's compete like we've been doing. I don't think USPSA is as broken as people are saying. I think IPSC's got its own problems, and you know what? There's fun of that, but a lot of it's just so restrictive. I like USPSA the way it is.
All right, that's fair. Anybody have anything else you want to say on the 5-minute walkthrough topic?
I think it's been
No
beaten
idea.
to death.
Has it been beaten to death?
No.
It's
One
been on
meeting.
Facebook.
I'll beat on it some more.
days.
I'll fucking
3
beat on it
days on
just
Facebook.
because Chucky Bond's on the other side of this thing.
Why don't you talk about what you're talking about? How it would be.
It's
more
actually,
fair
I
not
think it's
to
less
allow.
fair. I
Yeah.
think it's much less fair to have a 5-minute walkthrough than it is just to open it up and let people do whatever they want. And it's just for the reason that Matt said. If you shot an IPSC match, you're like paying very close attention to which stage that you're up first on, and when you get up first on a 32-round stage, it's very, very different than being up first on an 8-round stage. And Arik, you've probably felt this sensation as well. I mean, you feel like, hey man, I didn't get that much prep time. I mean, maybe you get 3-4 minutes to prep yourself for a big stage, and the guy third up in the stack is going to get 12 or 15 minutes depending on how fast they're running shooters. And that doesn't sound like a big difference, but it's a huge difference. If you're just allowed to walk through the stages whenever you like, then you just walk through all of them till you're comfortable, and whatever. Then the walkthrough time's just a refresher, and you're pretty much equally up to speed on pretty much every stage. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Okay, well, anybody have anything else to say about Pacticegate? You're going to be setting up some major match stages at your club match, or no? Does that not sound like a good idea?
I
Nick.
don't set up.
The guys at our club locally have tried it, and
It's gone well, right?
it's entertaining to look at the vast difference between where the
Well,
way it shows up at our club match and the way it shows up at the real match. But
Here's the problem. Were they running the major match at their club?
no,
It's going to be a lot closer if they just set up the stages there and then just leave them, right?
Oh yeah, I mean we're talking about the difference between shooting the real stage and any other club just throwing something out there at their club match. It's not comparable in any way whatsoever.
All right,
I
Hopkins.
think we'd all agree with that.
Anything else to say about this?
I think we covered it all.
All right, good. Candice, I'm presuming you don't give a fuck at this point.
Well, the only thing I was going to say is that, I know that, club matches sometimes put on stages that they're going to use in a bigger match later, right? So it's kind of the same thing, but over time. So I guess that's not so bad.
Well, also, it's not against the rules, right?
Yeah, therefore go for it, right?
I guess.
It's an
like the 180.
integrity thing, though. It's an integrity thing.
Of course it
How
is.
can you say the match has any integrity if you set it up beforehand and let people shoot it?
Well-
And then claim.
We've shot some. I mean, they have to set up some things. Like you've seen plenty of area matches, Matt, where there's some crazy ass prop that they have to set it up and test it, right? Just to make sure that it works.
Yeah, but
And-
they're not shooting the actual stages. And
Well, they're shooting the prop, which probably gives them a big advantage, right?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So does that bother you or not?
Yeah, it does a little bit.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Why wouldn't it? If
that
you're
home field
competitive at
advantage,
all-
man.
Yeah, exactly. If you're competitive at all, it should bug you, because you're not having the same.
Is there anything can be done about it, you think?
No.
No. They're not
But
doing
you-
shit.
You can't set up the fucking area match and then shoot the exact same stages as a practice before it. That makes no sense.
All right, Arik, thank you for joining us. I hope you come back. You didn't get beat up too hard, but do you have anything else to say about this?
Yeah, I got a question for you and Matt.
Hit me.
And and Nick too. You've done to a lot of matches. So the stages that are printed up ahead of time. Okay. Are you really when you first started shooting? I guess you looked at those stages. You tried to analyze everything, where you're going to do your reloads. But at this point in the game, like I think Candice mentioned, you're just looking at to see where there's a weird start, or you lying down, or what the round count is. So does it really make a difference to you?
Well, for me, no. All I'm looking for is like oddball shit. You know, odd starts, crazy props, and any specific information. Like you might learn that there's a strong hand only stage with partial targets, right? So that might be something that you want to prepare for. But other than that sort of stuff, no. I'm not. I don't really use it for that much.
I pretty much do the same. I like to pick out all the start positions. Other than that, don't really care.
Yeah, I agree completely with the other guys.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of a non-issue, but I mean, you should be training for everything at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, we should be. Damn it. Damn you and your logic, sir. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining us, and I guess we'll end it here.